You know what's crazy? I got called pretty at the bar on Saturday. It is Thursday, so it's almost been a week, and I'm still thinking about it. That's how easy it is, guys.
If you think 1 week is a lot, try being a man, because they remember every single compliment they've ever received. Like, they could have been complimented on a shirt from like 10 years ago, and they still have that shirt. It's still their favorite shirt. Trust me.
Truth be told, all men want is peace. A man needs to be in a position of leadership, but the boss babe narrative is being advanced in today's world to convince women that they don't need men and to even denigrate them as filth.
Stop lying to yourself that you're advertising. Okay, you're advertising, and I've written before.
See, at least the old school feminists understood that. If you are putting all your stuff out there for everyone to see, of course you're gonna get attention. Of course you're gonna get men to be aroused by it. If you are literally showing everything, your butt and your tits, what do you expect is going to be the outcome of that? And if you were really comfortable and you were doing it for yourself, you would be wearing those outfits at home in the comfort of your own home. But you don't do that. You post it on Instagram, you post it on TikTok, and you go out to the clubs looking like that. So let's call it for what it is, y'all. Okay? You want to put out your thirst traps, and that's perfectly fine, but own it. Own it.
Stop.
Be honest for a moment. Not all men and women are good people, and I'm not claiming that every woman is a materialistic 304. I base my decisions on facts. I want you guys to recognize the trends and follow them.
Women our age are more likely to be in relationships than men, which makes you think, who is everybody dating at the end of the day? If the women aren't dating the men, then...
What crosses my mind is I think there's perhaps two explanations. One, women in that age group are dating older men, 30 to 40. But I think the bigger thing is that women are maybe think they're in a relationship or are in a relationship and they're sharing higher quality guys. So, and there's this concept called hypergamy. Women are all chasing after the top tier of men. So a lot of women are happier sharing a top tier guy than settling for a guy that's actually on their level.
They seek good men while they case Chad and Tyrone. Some women continue to ask where the good men are, despite all the evidence urging males to avoid the dating scene. The good men are not in outer space or on a barren island. You were unaware of them, even though they were and are in front of you.
Trying to explain to a man that if a girl says to leave us alone, do anything but leave us alone. Unless it's said multiple times, but most of the time, girls just like, we want the attention. We want you to like...
Honestly, at this point, men should just be using this as a screening tool. Just wait for her to have this moment where she tells you to leave her alone and then actually leave her alone and see what happens. Because if she appreciates your respect of her boundaries, that is a green flag. But if she has the opposite reaction, she doesn't appreciate it, run. Just run. There's nothing more to it.
A man who sleeps with 200 women is the man, but a woman who sleeps with 200 men is worthless.
It's called a misogynist.
Men sleep with who they can, for the most part, and women sleep with who they want to. That is the truth. So if a woman goes and sleeps with 200 men, that means that she wanted to, and that she just opened her legs and let it happen. I know this is where we kind of disagree, but that is the truth. If a man sleeps with 200 people, he has to earn it to sleep with 200 people.
We didn't disagree on that. I just don't hear you saying things so crass.
I think we all feel how badly relationships have degraded, but no one really understands why. The answers are in the changes we made to what used to work. That's called hubris, and when you believe that you know better than thousands of years of tradition, and that your best guess is going to yield better results.
To all the ladies wondering, where are the men at? Why aren't you asking us out? Why are you walking away? Well, ladies, here's your answer.
Simple. Don't play a game where the deck is stacked against you. Go after your dreams. Stay away from the dream killers. Freedom and peace above all.
Does that make sense for you as far as like why divorce is inherently more risky for men?
I just feel like you're saying because women tend to be the person who initiates a divorce, correct?
Yes.
That's why it's riskier for men, but why do women tend to end divorces? With successful men that have money, they cheat.
She said it earlier.
They do all these things that women don't want to put up with.
She said it earlier.
It's
So
a feeling.
why-
Feelings
yeah.
change from day to day.
Yeah,
time
so
to
I
time.
could have been in love with the person at the moment, but if that person is no longer treating me well just because we're married, I have to say no.
That's the
Because
point.
he can't be a good husband.
So as a man,
That's all I'm asking.
if I marry you and
Yeah.
you decide, you know what, he's not the guy I thought he was anymore, I'm leaving. You take half my stuff, and maybe.
So is there no risk
So?
without reward?
Oh, so what's
You married me, right?
No. So once again, this is why
You
men
wanted to marry me.
don't want to
You
get married.
thought you loved me enough that it would be worth it to you to marry me and
so
take
real
the
quick,
risk.
hold on, stop the show. You just basically admitted it with your own words why guys don't get married.
Why would I get married? Why? There's no actual reason to get married. It can complicate things. I have some friends that just have a woman they love and they had kids and they just didn't get married. I find them happier than those that get married.
There's something about it. I don't know what it is, but I
What-
feel like once you put the marriage title on it, there's just this
like a
added
pressure
pressure,
too, right? Yeah.
that like the relationship doesn't need.
Did you hear about this new food that like completely destroys sex drive in women?
No.
Wedding cake.
A lot of women confuse peace and stability with boredom, and that's a major reason why marriages fail these days. I hate how marriage has turned into an industry. We have people agreeing to vows they will never keep. It's just a complete debauchery of matrimony.
So what happens is women and men are cutting a deal. Men want sex, they want women's youth, they want their fertility, and they want her to be hot. Okay? I know there's personality, whatever, but let's just say women want men's genetic material and resources. And what happens is there are women that cut deals young, right? So they trade in their youth and they trade in their fertility and they cut a deal with a guy young. Women that made a bad deal, so they cut a deal with a guy that they realized wasn't alpha, or he wasn't, the guy she wanted, or maybe she saw her friends get a better guy, or poor men, we don't even treat you guys like people. I'm so sorry. It's just, I'm telling you how it is in girl world.
And we live in what I call can't victim, blaming them for the problem or the problems in the marriage and wanting them to change. One of two things happen. That because of the negative picture we paint of our husbands, we render ourselves incapable of seeing the wonderful qualities that they bring into the relationship and the good men that they are. And we see through a totally false reality, which is really kind of scary. And a good man is trying and doing the things and doing what his wife asks of him to try to make her happy. And it completely goes over our heads. So that's one scenario, that this is the man you're married to, but you've disillusioned yourself and can't see it. Or the second, and potentially why you can't see these values in your husband anymore and characteristics of him as a good man, is because you have beaten it out of him and he has given up. There comes a point where he can only be told he is wrong so many times, only to be withheld sex, affection, appreciation, respect for so long before he will throw his hands up and give up.
Modern marriage for men is akin to buying a tool from a mechanic and agreeing that the mechanic can take the tool back anytime he wants for whatever reason he wants, with no refund. Not only that, but you must pay him additional money for taking it back. And she really needs to ask if men still want to get married.
Name one benefit that a man gets from a marriage that he wouldn't get in a regular relationship.
Just one.
I think a lot of men who choose to get married are incentivized by the fact that they are able to claim that woman as theirs. And
But name one benefit that they would get in a marriage that they wouldn't get in a regular relationship.
Well, I think even though it's not 100%, there's peace of mind that that woman is going to be loyal to you.
The answer is there's none. You're dancing around it. There is none. So my thing is this. I think it's in a man's best interest to stay Peter Pan, as you would say. And I think women shame men because men gain their value in their 40s. Men understand the sexual marketplace better. They understand that women have no leverage in their 40s. And they date down and they get younger, more attractive girls. And that's the best way to go in today's day and age, where we live in a deregulated sexual marketplace where women could take everything they got, take their kids, etc. Why the hell would a guy want to commit to women nowadays when, honestly, we got wholeflation?
I think it's also setting a good example to children that you have a family nucleus. And I think there's something to be said about that.
Well, you can do that without the state getting involved in getting married.
Marriage doesn't mean what it used to mean anymore. Western society has taken the religious context from marriage, and it has left it as just the shell of legal paperwork. Marriage is now a contract that can be easily taken advantage of.
Men don't really see the worth in going out to find a potential mate.
When you tell a man he's evil, when you demonize masculinity and manhood and men ain't shit and they're not needed, of course, dude, they're going to just say, I'm good then. I'm going to just focus on work. I'm going to focus on my career, my hobbies, my own ambitions, and I'm not settling. Why would I? You don't even want a family.
If you want a woman to treat you well, don't give her a commitment. Women chase the commitment and put in the effort for it more than a relationship. She will either continue indefinitely or she will decide to move on when she realizes she will never get the commitment from you. At which point she is no longer going to treat you as well, just like she would have once she got the commitment.
The thing that a lot of men is terrified about with marriage, unfortunately, happened to me. You get into these relationships and the version of woman that you thought you were getting, they change. You know, before you know it, I had the experience that a lot of men unfortunately ended up experiencing, which is the loneliest I ever felt in my life was when I was married.
At least this way, it is easier to move on and replace her or enjoy being single. Women like to believe that they are all different, but they aren't. Just the same shit wrapped in a different package. The reality is that women love the idea of getting married because of social pressure, but have no idea how to stay married.
Just have a quick question. My husband won't see all of my accounts, right? I have like 8 different bank accounts, but my husband only knows about 2 of them. I've just been secretly saving for years in case I ever need to. Oh, no, say no more. I don't need to see those statements. So as far as I'm concerned, they don't exist.
My money is my money, and his money is also my money. That's the reality of marriage. But the problem is, women take it to the next level.
Are women happier than men or are men happier than women? Let's get into it. I got some science for you today. Studies show that men are actually happier than women. Women constantly score higher in neuroticism in psychological studies. What is neuroticism? Neuroticism is a trait that tends to experience negative emotions like anger, anxiety, self-consciousness, irritability, emotional instability, and depression. Why is this so? Differences in brain chemistry and hormone fluctuations. Women are more prone to stress and ruminate. Men tend to engage in active problem-solving behaviors when they experience stress. And because of their coping mechanism, they are not experiencing as much negative emotions.
Throughout history, the genes of women who are more effective in influencing men have been passed on to the next generations. They hate woke men because it goes against what they believe. And they are furious with us since we took what they said literally rather than using it as a test to put them in their appropriate place.
Maybe not at all.
I mean, for you, never.
I mean, you know, right?
Oh, I know.
This is unreal. Truly.
This is insane, huh?
Yeah. You know you're my soulmate, right? Who's that, soulmate?
Frank, just someone I know.
Okay, well, cool. The restaurant is just down the street.
Just
someone I know, huh?
Frank, Charlie.
What's up, man?
The one that's been catfishing you? Turns out he's real.
And your soulmate, apparently. Great. I'm just someone you know, right?
This is a prime example of what men have to face today when dating modern women. Men, you can't build a relationship on broken foundations, and love alone isn't enough if trust and loyalty are missing. Know your worth, and never settle for less.
Frank.
Oh, nice to meet you, soulmate. Nice to meet you, too. Yeah. Frank. He's got an anger management problem.
A few moments later.
Hi. I didn't know you were here.
Okay, just grab my thing.
I'm glad you are. I want to talk to you.
And nothing to say to you, Tom.
That's right. We ain't got a damn thing to say to you.
You have every right to be upset. But so do I.
So do you. What did I do?
You slept with my sister.
What?
You heard me.
No, I didn't. I would never sleep with your sister.
What the hell is wrong with me?
Tanya, because I'm in love with your sister.
In love?
Yeah, and I'm a damn fool for it.
No, you're not a fool. I'm the fool. I was confused and trying to understand. This guy was my dream guy. He had everything on my list. And you just came out of nowhere.
Yep. I have nothing on your list, right?
So instead of confirming whether he cheated or not, She trusted her assumption and jumped on a new ship. It is no joke when they say your worst enemy is yourself. This is exactly the behavior that a cheated person should adopt. Not give the cheaters a second chance, because cheating was and always will be a choice, not a mistake. Walk away. Know your worth. It's an unforgivable sin to be with the wrong one. Stay healthy, kings, and keep moving forward.
Look, I get it. I'm not your dream dude. I'm a little rough around the edges, right? But you know what? I've worked my ass off, Danica, to get on my feet, to have a spot, a place on this earth. I fought through a lot of shit, and I've done a lot of shit. But I'll tell you this, one thing I would never do is get f***ed over by some girl I was just trying to love. So if you can't handle what I got to give, then go be with your list dude. Don't cry, Frank, because if you start crying, I will tell you.
Frank, I'm sorry.
Danica, can I go? Because I really don't ever want to see your face again.
You just said you loved me.
And that's supposed to make me want to be with you? That ain't enough. Bye, Tanya.
Don't look at me. Because if he would have even smiled in my direction, I would have him, and I would have got pregnant, and I would have had me a little coffee brown bean baby, okay?
Honestly, best thing to do in such situations is to say absolutely nothing. Confirm she cheated on you, and after that, she simply doesn't deserve to know what you're thinking anymore. Don't explain yourself, just say absolutely nothing and walk away from her and the relationship. Women are great overthinkers. When she doesn't know what you're thinking, she'll project her own worst thoughts onto you. Let her bask in her own mental corruption.
When you divorce your loser husband and the judge awards you with the house.
A few moments later.
This is funny or what, or not, but my neighbors over here are getting a divorce. She told him last night that he told her last night that she could have the house and everything in it. Well, this morning he goes and rents some heavy equipment, and him and his best friend has been over here today while she's been at work, and she hasn't got home yet. She has no idea. So, yeah.
Ever noticed how hostile women get when a man does something that doesn't involve boosting their ego? And these are the same women who for years have been telling us to leave them alone. To stop approaching women we don't know. It's not a stretch to assume that some genuinely meant that. However, it is also just as rational to conclude that a lot of them don't know what that means.
When a man opens up, when he really opens up, don't you use what he said when he was open to prove a point when you want to win an argument. You will never hear the full story from us ever again. And we'll start to say stuff like this. How are you? Good. I ain't good, but I just ain't telling you. Women, let me tell you something. Men are not emotionless. We have deep emotions. We just don't know how to express them. And let me tell you, if you make us feel unsafe, you'll never hear from us again. If I tell you something in a moment of vulnerability and you use it against me in an argument, you can forget me talking to you forever. And you keep talking about he quiet, he shut down, he's in his man cave, he won't open up because when he did open up, you shut the door on him.
Would you rather be married and miserable or single and lonely?
Single and lonely, as long as I have my money. If you not my thought process, I cannot have you around me because you're gonna fuck up my life.
Can you be lonely and not miserable?
You can be lonely and never laugh. 9 times out of 10, when somebody tells you they're lonely, are they happy?
No.
Are they happy?
No. I disagree.
Are they happy?
I've been lonely and happy. You can be lonely and happy. You cannot be miserable and happy. It doesn't make sense.
When I'm feeling lonely, it's easier for me to feel loved if I go around people I love. When I'm miserable, I could be around y'all and I'm still miserable.
Keep in mind podcast. Shit, you better keep it in mind.
Men today can be divided into 2 categories. The first group is the weak men who indulge the whims of women. The second category consists of blue pills, who want to please women in order to have close relationships with them and discover genuine love. They respect the wishes of women.
Oh, we don't have to shut the fuck up, bro. If that's what you like, then get what you like, and good luck. I hope you find it.
Name me one.
I like something else, and I hope I find it too. Good luck to both.
Name me one billionaire outside of Oprah that did it on her own.
I don't know. I don't keep up.
There isn't one. Hey, I'll tell you about the richest women in the world. Google that shit. Guess where they got their riches from? Divorce. That means they didn't do it on their own. Success is a team sport, no matter how you think about it. A man needs a woman. Hold on. A man needs a woman just as much as a woman needs a man. That's all a woman can do it by themselves. Shit is what's wrong with the fucking culture today. I can look at you and say, your strengths are my weaknesses and vice versa. And that's value to me. How is it so hard for you to see the value in me, though? I understand that you got a Benz. I got a Benz, too. I have value, too. We can see the value in women. But as soon as women start getting some money, it's like they forget who the fuck goddamn put them in position to make. The last time I checked, most of these businesses that these women are making all this money for were ran and owned by men. OnlyFans, you know who made that? A man. Lip gloss, you know who made that? A man. Hair weave, you know who created that? A man. Mercedes-Benz, a man. So how are y'all getting so goddamn high strung on your high horses about niggas ain't shitty? You don't need a nigga when everything of your existence was created by a man.
I'm giving you an ultimatum. Video games, alcohol, or me.
You're funny.
Pick one.
You're serious. Babe, you're the love of my life. I care about you so much. Like, are you serious right now?
Thank you. That's all I wanted to know.
I need you out by Tuesday.
When dignity isn't present at the table, you need to walk away. Remember that.
Caleb, would you pick me in a room full of women?
Yeah.
Okay, but why are you in a room full of women?
I don't know.
What?
He looks so guilty, and he's done nothing.
It's a trap.
This is why men lose their hair, because they are so stressed about the things that women put them through. Somebody said his whole life flashed before him. Somebody else said bro was set up. There was no way to win that, no matter what he said.
Men are simple creatures. They don't hide who they are or what they want in women. And they tend to stay in complete alignment with the laws of nature. It's the women who need to realize that they have physical characteristics for a reason.
It is very hard to communicate facts without your interpretation of them or how people feel. I'm saying men will walk away, and men will walk away for two reasons. Number one reason, the quality of wives is too low. The women are too overweight. Not all. The women are too overweight. The women are too slutty. And the women, there's just not enough quality wives. You know, Aaron Clarey broke down the numbers that Michael Knowles, he was kind of disputing them in our debate. But Aaron Clarey did a whole video you can look up on his channel. It's from the Book of Numbers, going through how they got the 5% of women are marriageable stat.
Men are encouraged to follow their own paths by women's selfishness. The idea that women are naturally valuable and men are compelled by nature to create their own value was long accepted by the majority of people.
Modern dating is the worst it has ever been. Men and women are being pitted against one another. Both sides are losing and becoming very bitter. I personally have not seen anyone helping disenfranchised men learn how to communicate and relate to women. Being told 3,000 times that you need to find someone to be submissive to you is not helping you. I used to be a feminist before I saw the effects of third wave feminism. Men are isolated and they're terrified of pursuing a woman. And this has forced women into masculine roles where they are pursuing men. I think everyone can agree that this is not natural. And it seems that there are more and more people not starting a family. We need to focus on creating proper communication between men and women. We don't want men walking on eggshells and women being put in a masculine role.
Another day, another woman shocked the world with her mindset. Over the past few years, several magazine articles that target the boss woman type have claimed that there are no longer any good guys. You know, the kind of ladies who lament their inability to meet decent men, but long to appear in a suit and tie on magazine covers. If you're a working woman in your late 30s or early 40s, you've ascended the corporate ladder. You are a doctor, a lawyer, or another important member of today's society, and you have accumulated a sizable fortune. Your wall is filled with numerous pieces of paper that tell the tale of your accomplishments and are framed in mahogany. Your degrees, certifications, awards, and prizes. Is it all worth it in the end when you're 50? Alone, living with your cats? What are you even going to spend on? Thanks for watching the Voices of Man channel. This is your space. Share your voice and be part of a global community.